Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have some breaking news on the show. Blake Martinez has been cut by the New York Football Giants, and that will save them roughly about $4 million in salary cap. He's still salary cap space. He's coming off of that torn ACL injury last year, battling back, and there were some reports that he wasn't really looked at in a positive light. He wasn't really valued by this new front office of Joe Schoen like he was last regime by Dave Gettleman. But right now, the Giants, they have a hole to fill at the inside linebacker spot. I think Tate Crowder's your number one guy. You got guys like Coughlin, Cameron Brown, Austin Calitro, Micah McFadden. Who's going to be the guy that starts next to Tate Crowder? Is it going to be Austin Calitro? Is it going to be McFadden? Is it going to be Carter Coughlin? The Giants definitely have a question mark. Well, I'm going to be excited to see week one who's playing at that Mike Backer spot next to Tate Crowder. Let's give Blake Martinez some love. Let's give him his flowers because he took that contract restructure to stick with the Giants, but it just didn't ever seem, or it's not going to happen now. He's not going to play for the Giants this year. Let's show him some love, though. He was really good his first year with the Giants. He was a captain. Type 54 in the comments section, and let's hope the best for once a Giant, always a Giant, Blake Martinez. This is why you subscribe. Breaking news, we get you guys a video as soon as possible. Blake Martinez has been cut, and we get in the studio to get you guys a video ASAP. We just crossed over 11,000 subscribers. Now we're trying to get to 12 for a preseason legend, Davis Webb. Hit that big red button, Giants videos every single day, and we go live every single game day. The Giants, they cut Blake Martinez, and they signed Tyre Phillips, an interior offensive lineman who's played with the Baltimore Ravens the past couple of years, was talking with our Ravens host, Jeremy Chuggs. He's a very versatile player, can play left guard, left tackle, right tackle, can really play anywhere across the offensive line. This is what Giants.com had to say about him. He's 6'5", 344 pounds, and is entering his third NFL season. He joined the Ravens as a 2020 third-round draft pick, choice number 106. In 2 seasons in Baltimore, he played in 22 regular season games with 13 starts and started both postseason games in which he played in 2020. In the regular season, Phillips started 6 games apiece at right guard and at right tackle and 1 game at left guard. Both of his postseason starts were at right tackle. In 2021, Phillips played in 10 games with 5 starts, 4 at right tackle, and 1 at left tackle. He was twice placed on injured reserve with a knee injury and forced him to miss the first 4 and the last 3 games of the regular season. So now this is what I think the Giants' depth chart looks like at the offensive line spot. I still don't know who's going to start at left guard. Could it be Devery Hamilton? Could it be Phillips? Could it be Anderson, who they picked up yesterday on waivers? Could it be the rookie Joshua Azudu? Could Ben Bredesen be healthy and be that guy? Definitely some question marks. Overall, though, I'm pretty pumped up about this offensive line. I'm confident. I'm confident this will be the best O-line we've seen in a couple of years. I also wanted to give an injury update on Kadarius Toney, who's kind of been a little bit nippy and limpy. Is nippy a word? Does that work? He's been nicked up? That's the word. He's been nicked up a little bit through Giants training camp, Giants OTAs, and the preseason. Hasn't played a snap. But he said he'll be ready to go. He was asked, will he be ready to go week 1? And Kadarius Toney said he will be, and that's big for the Giants. An electric playmaker. I want to see him in the Stable and Kafka offense. We saw Alex Bachman have a field day. Imagine Kadarius Toney getting those reps, getting those catches. Kadarius Toney's going to take a couple to the house this year. It's going to be awesome. Type 89 in the comments to show Kadarius Toney some love. I'm ready to see him go off week 1. The Giants insider on Twitter, he did a good job of breaking down what Joe Schoen said in his media availability today. He said that even though he hates the idea, Joe Schoen will have to restructure a few contracts to free up some money. He just cut Blake Martinez. Didn't see that coming. He also said John Mara has patience this season, a.k.a. Mara knows Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll were handed a mess over from Dave Gettleman, and he likes the 53 roster, but was always looking to upgrade. He also expects Darius Slayton to be on the roster come week 1, and he's going to attend Notre Dame and Ohio State game Saturday, and will attend a lot of college football games. That's what we like to see. We like to see Joe Schoen going out there and being a scout and do what he does. But the news of this is that Darius Slayton's going to make this roster. According to Joe Schoen, he's going to be on the roster week 1. He's going to join Richie James, Darius Slayton, David Sills, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, and Wan'Dale Robinson as the 7 Giants to make this roster at the wide receiver spot. You know, we talked a long time about Darius Slayton being cut. I think if Colin Johnson stays healthy, I then think Slayton was going to be cut, but he's too good of a football player. Not the best, not the biggest fan, but he's better than the guys that we cut. And at this point, without then we could use him. We've talked a lot about him being cut, a lot about him being traded, but he stuck through. He persevered. He heard all the noise. He talked about it. But he went through adversity and is going to make this roster, and kudos to him. Let's type 86 in the comment section to show Slayton some love. The Giants, they also re-signed Nick Williams, a player that they cut yesterday. They re-signed him, an interior defensive lineman, kind of doing some roster shuffling on the back end of this roster, 50 through 53. Williams was cut yesterday and re-signed today, and now he's back on this defensive line depth chart with a lot of talent. Who knows if Kayvon Thibodeau will be able to go week 1? Who knows if Azeez Ojulari will be able to go week 1? You still got Leonard Williams, Justin Ellis, Dexter Lawrence. You got DJ Davidson, Jahad Ward, O'Shane Zimenez, and now Nick Williams to go along with Tom and Fox and Ellerson Smith, who is on injured reserve. The Giants, they also made some practice squad cuts today. We'll run through these quickly. Announced their 16-man practice squad yesterday, but they did some maneuvering. Darren Evans was on it, and now he's off it. And now Roy, someone told me how to say his name yesterday, and I've already forgot, so I'm just going to say it the way I want to say it. Roy Mbatika. Mbatike, Roy, I'm sorry if you are watching this. I barely graduated from high school, so don't judge me too much. But he's an international player pathway program. I could see him being brought to the practice squad, and, you know, he doesn't count against the actual number that you can keep. Garrett McKinn, he's also been cut off of the Giants practice squad, and so is Nate Meters, the defensive back, who I thought played well in the preseason, but he's on the outside looking in. They also signed 4 guys, and the biggest one is Wyatt Davis, a former third-round draft pick by the Minnesota Vikings out of Ohio State, high-end player coming out of college, but he hasn't really been able to stick in the NFL with the Vikings. His lack of foot speed and quickness has been kind of limiting him from reaching his potential that a lot of draft analysts saw. Henry Mondeau, he signed from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a defensive end, a depth piece. He's a practice squad guy. Maybe if there's some injuries on the Giants defensive line, they'd bring him up. Solid player, no scrub, but definitely he's a what? Big chunk. He's going to be good run stopper, run blocker. Jeremy also does our Steelers channel. Shout out to him, giving him some information. He also knows Charles Wiley, who's an edge rusher. Is he a rookie? UDFA, Charles Wiley, edge rusher. Did not make the Steelers 53-man roster. Didn't even go to the Steelers practice squad. Giants pick him up. Max Garcia, he was released by the Giants yesterday, and now they're bringing him back to the practice squad. Remember, the Giants signed him in free agency a couple of months ago. He was with the Arizona Cardinals. Now he's back on the Giants practice squad. But let's break down the full Giants practice squad, because we just showed you the 4 guys they signed today. Let's talk about now the full 16 on the roster. Here we go. You got Davis Webb, Will Holden, Wyatt Davis, Max Garcia, Ja'Shawn Corbin, C.J. Board, Khalil Pimpleton, the Hard Knocks legend from the Detroit Lions. Giants picked him up today. Cool little story. And the undrafted free agent tight end, Austin Allen, to go along with Ryder Anderson, Henry Mondeau, Charles Wiley, Quincy Roche. I am shocked he wasn't picked up by another team. I really like what he can do. 6th-round draft pick out of Miami last year by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't make their 53-man roster, and Dave Gettleman picked him up. Then you got Zion Gilbert, Harrison Hand, Tony Jefferson, who I think gets brought up to the active roster pretty damn soon, and the safety, Trenton Thompson. Those are the 16 spots on the Giants practice squad. If you made it this far in the video, that means you're a real one. Drop a real one in the comment section so when I go down there, I can, kind of be like, this guy's a real one. This one's a fake one. If you're a real one, drop a real one in the comments. And also give me a follow on Twitter, because I'm ramping up my Giants Twitter content. Been focusing a lot on the Knicks lately, but the NFL season is here. Give me a follow on Twitter. And if you mention me and share this video on Twitter, I'll follow you back.